Hey everybody, how we doing today? So, redemption day. After yesterday's fiasco of just running all over for nothing, gonna try to be a little bit more effective today. We are still back out in the backcountry, but more to the west, my usual haunts. Wind still blowing out of the south with a pretty good gust. We are about an hour and a half away from low tide out here at 2:30. So I've got an hour and a half or so to mess around and just kind of see what's around, and then I'm going to head to a few spots and check out, which will be a low to an incoming and rising tide, and that tends to be the time where the bonefish and permit will start moving onto the flats, and so we'll be targeting those. And in the meantime, I'm just going to bounce around and see what we can find. Oh no. Oh, dang it. Right there. Oh, there we go. Stay out of those trees. Ah, little snappers. All right. You've been flied, buddy. Give my fly back. Ooh, what was that? Oh, there it is, whatever that is. What are ya? Let me see ya. Some sort of jackish, blue runner, jack. Good old jack. Oh yeah. Alright, stop. Well, that was fun. Alright. Bonefish ready. Well, I think I found a home for the next hour or two. I'm not going anywhere for a while. We ran out of water. So I think I'm just going to wait around a bit in this flat and see if I see anything, but we're definitely on the thin side of it. And we're still out here in the blowing hurricane winds. No sun. Perfect time to be flats fishing. But really the only hope that I've got is I'm gonna see them once they get on these flats when it's low enough, and start seeing their wakes and their movement as they cut across. Once it gets deep enough, then I'm done. I can't, I'd never be able to see them. So hopefully we're getting to that point where they might start moving up onto the flats here, and there's still, all that flats is above ground, so still got a ways to go. But hopefully around here I'm kind of in just a tiny little trough where it's a little deeper than the rest of the flats, so usually that's the first place that they'll run up on, so that's what I'm banking on. Well, that was 3 hours of my life I'll never get back. Nothing. Well, these guys are around, nothing following them though. Yeah, no real wakes that I could see. Just blah. Well, not the most action-packed day of fishing this last couple of trips, but that's okay. It'll give me a chance to include a little clip about these guys. These are my paddle tail 4-inch silver and gold paddle tails I've been selling, and just this week I've sold close to about 500, and I've had a few inquiries about how I'm rigging them. This will help me to create a video, and then I can actually give the link to people when they have a question. So I'm going to rig this up a couple of different ways that I do it, and then that'll help some people out. So check it out. So starting off with the jig heads I use, I've got the 1 ounce, ½ ounce, ¼ ounce, 1/8, and then just the bare hook. The 1 ounce I use out on the wrecks in deep water, 300 to 400 feet, fish the mid-water column. Also, I'll cast it out, put a bunch of line out, and then just set the rod in the rod holder, and then use my other vertical jigging rod and work the wrecks. I catch a lot of blackfins on this. It's kind of like a trailer. The ½ ounce I use for bottom bouncing while drifting along the reef edge, works really well. This ¼ ounce I use probably just as my universal for all conditions. It's weighted enough, and I could swim it on top if I need to. This 1/8 ounce I don't really use too much, but I just wanted to show you something else about these. And then the bare hook I'll use just for like the juvenile tarpon in the mangroves when they're in like a foot of water, and I don't need it to sink. I just need it to free swim along the top, but not have to rapidly to keep it up on top. So just a bare hook there. The second thing that's very important is the hook gap. As you'll see, this is a much wider hook gap than this one here. That'll help with the rigging, but also it gives you more of a hook availability for better penetration there. These are good for like the little gulp shrimp and smaller ones, but once you start getting up to these larger, like this 4-inch paddle tail, you want a little bit more meat of the hook showing. So anyways, let me show you how I rig them. An alternative way to rig these is weightless, and you do that by using a basic live bait short shank hook. This happens to be a 2/0, and what we're going to do is rig it just like a live pilchard. I'm going to take the hook point and run it through basically the cheek to the other cheek, side to side. Just want to make sure that it goes straight across. Pull it out. And there you go. So that's weightless, and what that's going to allow you to do is work a lot shallower water with a slower presentation, because you don't have to worry about it sinking right away. And that means you can just kind of draw it across it a little bit slower, and for that natural presentation there in shallow water. Alternatively, you could do it vertically, just going through the chin out the top. Again, just make sure you keep it centered so it swims correct. And bring it out the top through that center point there. And there you go. Same basic hookup. Just whichever way you feel more comfortable, or whichever way is swimming better for you. And then you just draw it across. Okay, well, it is time for the pilchard. Okay, kind of like our pilchard run, similar to the mullet run that's very famous down here in the South Floridas and the Keys. But you definitely should be carrying something in that 3 to 4 inch range. Minnow imitation, pilchard imitation, whether it be a hard bait, soft bait. These are just so perfectly matched to the local, I'd say medium, large pilchard 4-inchers. At my AllAboutTheBait.com store, I sell them in 20 packs of either the silver flake or the gold flake, or a combo 10 and 10 of each for $10 for 20 of them. That's free shipping right to your door. Or I also sell the same thing in a 40 pack for $18. Buy more, save more. Have a deal. Silver, gold, or combo pack. Last week, or this week, I sold close to 500 of them, so they move pretty well. But like I said, it's now through probably till April, May, when the water temps start warming up on the flats. That's when the pilchards start taking off. So they're here now. They'll start coming more and more in force. So you definitely want to have some sort of pilchard imitation, or throw that cast net, because live bait matters. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye.